Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another exciting meeting at Toastmaster for Professional. It's all about you, your professional and personal life, where you can leverage the skills that you will develop in Toastmasters and use them to benefit in your life. That's what the motto of this club is. Let me look at who are our guests today. Jaswinder, thanks for joining. Can you quickly introduce yourself to the club?
Yes, my name is Jaswinder Singh. I'm a sales trainer for ADT Corporate, and I live here locally in the Bay Area, right in San Jose, and was looking to enhance my speaking skills this year, and thought to join one of the Toastmasters, and found one right here on Zoom. So, thank
Thank
you.
you, Jaswinder. I hope to see you soon as a member here. Thanks for joining. Ekta, who is a part of our Speechcraft program, just for the benefit of members. Ekta, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Hi all, I'm Ekta Agarwal. I am based out of Hyderabad, India. I am a chartered accountant with about 13 years of experience, presently working with PepsiCo as a deputy manager in their finance team. And the reason for joining Speechcraft was to help me develop my presentation skills and overcome my stage fear. So thank you for this great platform. I've learned a lot from all of you and really love coming back to these meetings.
Thank you, Ekta. And hopefully next time we buy Pepsi, we would get some discount through you. Jokes apart, we also have visiting Toastmasters, D. Mary, who is our speaker today, and Sherman Elliott, who is also a visiting guest, but he is a VP in his club, if I'm not wrong. Sherman, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Sherman Elliott. Like I said earlier, I'm in District 14, which is the state of Georgia, the east side of Georgia. I've been in Toastmasters for quite a few years. I'm the VP of Education, and we have a diverse group of Toastmasters. And I'm trying to encourage other folks in our community to join and learn how to enhance their skills and presentations, because we're surrounded by professionals here at the Air Force Base here, and a lot of us give presentations. I'm currently retired twice, military and civil service, and I'm trying to increase our membership by giving them opportunities to experience different experiences, to grow and develop their skills to be better at what they do. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherman. It's time to start the meeting. There's a sloka in Sanskrit, an ancient language from India. Dhanam Mulam Idam Jagat, which means the world entirely is based upon wealth. Can we imagine a world without money? Go, if we would have gone to those bargaining days, right? We're just bartending, just we're just bartending, we just exchange something for something, but that never worked, and we had to have a definite exchange form, which was money, of course, in different forms, whether it was the spices that started, or the salt that was there, the pebbles, and anything that form of money that came later. But money slowly started consuming human beings. While it was just an exchange form in the beginning, we started chasing the money just because that one thing in our mind, settlement. Earn some amount, keep that in a place where we today call as our bank, and then settle and next just enjoy. But is that really happening? Once you hit 20, once you hit 15, invest, and once you hit 20s in the east part of the world, Your parents start chasing you, start earning money. Otherwise, you are useless in the society. Expectations start, and that chasing never ends. You lose your health, you lose your sleep, you forget your family life, working for so many hours, and in the end, use all that money to regain all that you lost. Buy medicine to sleep, buy or rather chase your family then who are already have lost you because you didn't give a time. You lose the connection, you lose the love, and they start moving away from you. And with that connection, which usually heals our mental health, we start buying medicine for our mental health. Just because we didn't exercise, just because we didn't sleep, our body has an internal energy that just loses us, and then it start taking medicine. The lifestyle diseases, it might be diabetes, it might be high blood pressure or anything. And then even if we start dieting and anything, it doesn't help because the body healing stage has already passed when you move into that stage. There's so many things that happen, but I'm here not to complain, not to lecture you, not to tell you, but there are some beautiful techniques by which we can just regain our actual wealth, which is health. But before that, let me introduce the functionary for today. A wonderful Toastmaster, Ashwin Patel, as the timer. Can you quickly introduce yourself and the timing guidelines for today's meeting?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. As timer, I will be helping the speakers practice expressing a thought within a specific time. My duty is to time prepared speeches, table topics, speeches, and speech evaluation during this meeting. For a 5 to 7 meeting prepared speech, I will show green for 5 minutes, yellow for 6 minutes, and red for 7 minutes. You do have 30 seconds grace period, but since this isn't a contest, try to kind of keep your speech within 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Ashwin. We have our accountant Amanda joining from China, and she's from medical background. Amanda, do you want to quickly introduce your role as accountant?
Okay, hello everyone, and this is Amanda. I will be the accountant for today's meeting. My role is to note down how many times you have used the filler word, unnecessary word, and after the meeting, I will deliver my report. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Now it's time. An important role will help us in refining our language. Toastmaster Mary Thomas, who is the doctor joining from Philippines. Mary, can you quickly introduce yourself and also the word of the day?
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good to be back here again on a Wednesday morning. My role as a grammarian would be to do a checklist or a check of all the good usage of grammar, language, vocabulary, as well as the not so good use of all the vocabulary or grammar. I would be giving my report towards the end of the session. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Can we quickly put the word of the day and the usage in the chat?
Apologies. The word of the day is prosperous, in line with the theme of the meeting. You can use it in different forms. It can be prosper, prosperity, adverb, verb, or adjective. Word of the day again, prosperous.
Thank you. Prosperous is what we want to be and we gain to be. But it's not about those pennies, dollars, rupees, or ringgit. in your bank's vault or in your cupboard or in a wardrobe. It's about what is that you're holding, your health. Healthy people are required for both the society and also for your family and for yourself. Health is the wealth, actual wealth. And I'm going to talk about three great principles or three W's where you can gain it back and then work upon it. First W of your wealth is your water. Drink enough water to keep you hydrated. Most of us are in sedentary lifestyle, especially where we keep sit or even normal people who are not having sedentary style where you walk thing due to different timings or non-availability or that we don't pay attention, we don't drink water properly. And why do we need water? Water keeps us hydrated. Second thing, it helps in the bowel movements in our body. Water also helps to flush out the toxins in our body. As soon as you wake up in the morning, try to drink at least 1 liter of water and then 1 cup of hot water. And I started following it, it keeping me hydrated. And second thing is that when you do that, it also puts out toxins if there anything, if there's an indigestion in your body from yesterday's food, it helps you flush out that. And that keeps you active throughout the day. It has more benefits when you look into that. But before we discuss, it is good to start the meeting. And first part of the meeting is prepared speeches. And second part will be table topics. And third will be the food for thought, which will be our evaluation, where exactly we tell people where they are lacking and how they can improve instead of just pinpointing that they are how to improve. Let me start the first speech for today. We have D. Mary Shai King, who is our first speaker. Before I introduce her, let me invite the evaluator to introduce the speaker and give speech details.
Thank you. Dee Marie will be giving a level 3 elective speech. Connect with storytelling. The purpose of the project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. I will be looking for the various delivery techniques that she uses and giving the report later back after the table topic session. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes, and her speech title is Put Up or Shut Up. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, DTM Susan. Toastmaster D. Mary Shai King. Put up or shut up? Put up or shut up, D. Mary Shai King.
Have you ever heard a voice inside your head that spoke so profoundly, it caused you to stop in your tracks? I heard that voice at one time inside my head, and what it said to me was, put up or shut up. I want you to join with me as we celebrate Women's History Month. We will discover together how one woman's voice changed the course of history. And in another instance, a woman used her discretion, discernment, and was obedient, and it impacted her life forever. Think back with me to the National Mall in Washington, D.C. It was August of 1963, and the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. actually struggled as he attempted to deliver a speech of hope to a huge audience that had gathered on the National Mall. They were milling about, not really paying him that much attention. That is, until the late gospel singer, Mahalia Jackson, walked across the platform and said, "Tell them about the dream. Tell them about the dream. I have a dream. I have a dream today," were the next words to come out of Dr. King's mouth. Now, I want you to imagine sitting in that audience, and you would have noticed the hush that came over the crowd. Each time he used the mantra, "I have a dream," there were wild applause. They were giving him their undivided attention. Dr. King's "I Have a Dream" speech has been recorded as his greatest speech ever, all because he was obedient to the sound of a woman's voice. My defining moment came at the lowest point in my existence. My life had been spared in an automobile accident. I was pent behind the wheel, the motor was smoking, and I was rendered unconscious. When I regained consciousness, I could smell the fumes of oil and gas coming up into the car. I remember a police officer coming to the now shadowed window on the driver's side and saying to me, "911 has been called and help is on the way." I don't remember the loud crash that must have occurred when those two vehicles collided. I do remember saying to myself twice, "I could die, I could die," as tears streamed down my face. My car was careening off toward a huge metal telegram post. I pressed hard on the brake with my right foot in an effort to stop my car, but to no avail. The diagnosis was a fractured right tibia. I would be home from work for 4 months. I went from a wheelchair to these crutches. And as I was learning how to use the crutches, I remember thinking, I may never walk correctly again. But I stand here to tell you tonight that my leg is healed and my stride and my gait are as good as ever. But something else happened while I was home for 4 months. I was sitting at my dining room table, leg out straight, doctor's orders. And just as clearly as I'm speaking to you, this voice came to me and said, "Put up or shut up." Now, how would you act if something came to you and said those words? But I knew what that meant. I had written a poem when I was in junior high school. And from that point on, I had been saying at numerous times, random times, I'm going to write a book. I am going to write a book. But getting married, having children, and going back to college as an adult left no space or time for writing a book. Well, here I am. I'm home for 4 months, a fractured tibia. I decided to be obedient. I began to type the pages of a manuscript. I had been writing down notes of this romance novel that I had planned to write. So I began to look at that. And then I thought, would God speak to somebody like that? And is he asking me to write a romance novel? I pushed past those thoughts and I continued to write the book. I wrote the book, designed the cover, and published it, all because I decided to be obedient. My next defining moment came in the next 2 to 3 years. I entered a room on Clubhouse, which is a social media platform, where I heard the renowned motivational speaker, Les Brown, say these words: "If you know that God has performed a miracle in your life, that's the first thing you should say wherever you find yourself, because by telling your story may empower someone else to tell theirs." It was as if a light went off inside my head. I realized I had suppressed the accident and all the pain and trauma associated with it. I had never told anyone. Also, I was not even promoting the book that I had published. I decided to be obedient. And when I started promoting the book to audiences on Clubhouse and by way of LinkedIn's live autocast, the audience told me what the book meant to them. They said after the scourge of deaths, the social isolation of COVID, the book represented hope. It was then that I realized God had a plan all along. So my advice to you is stop putting off for tomorrow the things that you can do today. For the women out there, use your voice to make a difference and use your discernment when making large decisions. And for the men in the audience, we need you. We need your support. We need your assistance because we're all on this journey through life together. And when women and men work together, we can become more prosperous and we can change the world. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, D. Mary King, for your wonderful speech. I request everyone to take a minute and share your feedback in private chat with D. Mary. Meanwhile, Vamshi, I've sent you a message. Can you please check that?
Yeah, I checked.
Thank you. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Pragati. Hi, Rome. Nice. Thanks for joining. Thank you very much, Ashwin. Now it's time for our second speech. Let me prepare the speaker, Ekta. Ekta, can you check your audio video?
Yes, I'm all good. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Before I introduce you as a speaker, I invite Toastmaster Vamshi, your speech evaluator, to give your speech objectives.
Thank you, Raghu. It's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Ekta Agarwal, on her speech on evaluation and feedback. Speech title is Visit to Australia. The goal of the project is I will be evaluating the speech guidelines with the proper opening and like body and conclusion. There are a couple of rules. I will check that as her speech. Yeah, over to you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Vamshi. It's a wonderful project from Toastmaster Pathways, where it stresses on the importance of giving feedback and also including feedback of what you receive, because unless you include the feedback that you receive, you cannot grow as an individual or as a leader. Today, Ekta Agarwal is attempting her first speech. She'll be receiving feedback from Vamshi, include that and will repeat the speech at a later stage so that she can improve based upon the feedback that she receives.
Thank you.
Ekta Agarwal, my visit to Australia, Ekta Agarwal.
Thank you
All the
so
best.
much for this opportunity, everyone. Today, I would like to take you through a journey to Sydney, Australia. This is me being someone who loves travel. This was my 11th country that I visited, but it touched me really well. First day when we landed in Australia, I was thinking of where should I go? What should I do? I visited the Opera House, which is the place that everyone actually loves to see when they look at Sydney. It was very, very beautiful. The building was huge and in the shape of a lotus. From there, we decided to take a ferry to the Manly Beach. The experience of looking the city through a ferry while enjoying the ferry ride was just amazing. When we landed at the beach, what astonished me was the cleanliness that we maintain across all water bodies in Australia. It was just clean blue water that we could see, and it was just an amazing evening at the beach. The second day, we took a train to the Blue Mountains. It was a very green and scenic beauty where it touched our hearts and brought peace to our souls. What I loved there was a train that was at a 52-degree incline, which took us deep down into the valley. The speed was just amazing, so that we could enjoy the beauty while going down from the top of the mountain to the valley there. The mountain was very scenic, very beautifully maintained, and had all possible attractions to ensure that the tourists enjoy the place. The third thing that really touched me was not just the beauty of the mountains, but also the wildlife there. I was able to see kangaroos and koalas in their wildlife sanctuary, and was able to touch the variety of animals that we can that are different in different parts of the world. But more than the scenic beauty, what really inspired me was the way of life that they live there. In Australia, they work, I mean, even the shops close along with the normal working hours. So you work only during the day or weekdays from 10 to 5, versus in other countries that are like India, where the shops close till 10. What that brings to everyone is a work-life balance. Everyone is at home, including, and they spend quality time later. They plan their shopping probably on one day. The Thursdays is the only day where the shops are open till 9 p.m. So the organized lifestyle of the city brings enough work-life balance to everyone in the country. That I think is a way of life that everyone could adopt. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed the journey with me.
Thank you, Ekta. Thanks for your wonderful speech. Can everybody share your feedback to Ekta in private chat? Timer, please give me 1 minute. Thank you, Ashwin. Now it's time to deep dive in to understand more why water. First thing is it keeps your body temperature normal. It cools you down when the body is heating up. It might be due to heat outside, or maybe when you are doing exercises or etc. And it lubricates and cushions your joints. When you drink enough water, it also keeps your skin healthy. Just test yourself. When you are not hydrated properly, your skin starts shrinking, just like when you get old. It also helps to protect your spinal cord and other sensitive issues. It gets rid of wastage and helps you through the urination or perspiration or bowel movements. If you are living in hot climate or if you are more physically active, you may need more water, but normal requirement is 3 to 4 liters. Something that you need to consider is when you eat, drink less water, give at least 1 hour gap and then have your water. How can we do have water? How can we have reminders? Is when you walk or when you go outside or you're going for work, keep a bottle with you that will help you to remind yourself to go and drink and then fetch the water. At your workplace, if you have the water bottle, when you go for refills, you have that extra steps and extra walking that you can do, right? Choose water over sugary drink. Now, what people do whenever they have thirst, they try to drink Pepsi or Coca-Cola. I'm sorry, Ekta Agarwal, but I'm just trying to stress over the importance of water over sugary drinks. When you drink that Pepsi or Cola or those other drinks that we have in market, you are just dumping number of spoons of sugar that is there in that, and then many other toxins which will affect your health. Instead of that, why not that water, or maybe just cool it and then freeze it, then have it instead of those sugary drinks. And try to like cool it. If you can keep it in fridge or something, if you want cool drinks, try to refrigerate your water and then eat it. If you want something of taste, what you can do is you can add chia seeds or lemon into that. That will add not only taste, but also helps in detoxification when necessary. Hope next time you remind yourself to have proper water and keep you hydrated. Remember, at least 3 to 4 liters of body. Rest all depends upon your BMI, your lifestyle, and also the climate of the place that you're living in. We have 2 doctors in the room here, Dr. Mary Thomas and also Dr. Stephen Bowie. I will let them add comments on these 2, at least few lines. Starting with Mary. Mary, do you want to add anything to it?
Not really, except that you've got to be a bit cautious when you drink too much of water. Overhydration is an issue. It brings about electrolyte imbalances. And one of the key ways to know whether you are overhydrating yourself is to look at the color of the urine. Rightfully, the urine should not look as clear as water. It should be light yellow. If it is light yellow, you are sufficiently hydrated. Please do not make it clear. Make sure it's still light yellow. And the other one is if you're no longer feeling thirsty or in a need for water because you're not exercising, you're sitting in the office, for example, then keep an eye on the amount of fluids you take in. That's about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mary, for adding that caution about extra hydration. We'll talk about the second W, but now we have an fun and important session in our meeting, an impromptu speaking session where you learn how to speak on your toes. Let me invite this wonderful person, Jai Kumar, joining from India as a table topic master for today. Jai, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So today I'll be driving a table topics, and the purpose of table topic is to give you all opportunity to have impromptu speeches. And I'll select speaker first, and then I will introduce the topic. So if there is anyone who would like to volunteer first, let me know. Catherine, can you take a first table topic?
Can you please repeat the question kindly? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes. Can you take first table topic?
Yes, please. Can you repeat the question?
Yes, I'll introduce it now. So first topic is penny wise, pound foolish. Toastmaster Catherine, penny wise, pound foolish.
I'm sorry, I do not hear you very clearly. Please repeat the topic.
Penny wise, pound foolish. Penny wise, pound foolish. Are you all getting my voice? Am I clear?
No, you're not.
You're clear. You may want to send that in
have to change
message.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put in a message.
Okay, kindly. Thank you.
Okay, I have kept in the chat.
Turn right.
Did you get it, Catherine?
On the chat?
Yes, on the chat I have mentioned.
In 200 meters, keep left at the fork.
I don't see the chat.
Catherine, I
Chat.
believe you're having disturbance while you're driving.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah, yes.
we'll let somebody else take it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Sherman, you would like to take it?
Yes, I will. Thank you. Penny wise, pound foolish. I was raised by my grandmother, who was born in 1900. And in those days, money was not a commodity that she had a lot of. And she taught us how to take a little bit and make a lot. One of the things she did was to make me not only dig her garden, but dig a garden for myself for the vegetables and the crop that I love to eat. She also taught me to save. At the 4th grade, I started a Christmas account at the bank, and you put in $1 every week. And at the end of the week, by Christmas, you got $54 back. She said, you do this because saving is more important than spending. And if you have enough money in savings, then you can buy more than you thought you could. And I practiced that my total life. I advise young children, don't spend every time you get money, save it, because if you save it, you could buy a lot more, because you'll know by then what is more important, candy or that new pair of jeans that you want, or that new coat that you want, and even a car. So I advise children today, save your money. The future has a lot more in store for you than the present. So penny wise, save the pennies. They become dollars, they become hundreds of dollars. And if you save enough, like I did, I never borrowed money to buy a car. I paid for it cash. Thank you for that question.
For next topic, any volunteer? Jaswinder, you would like to try?
Sure.
Yeah, your topic is time is money. Time is money, Jaswinder.
Okay. Well, hey, Toastmasters. Time is money is an age-old words that we hear from a lot of folks, like not just the folks that are really busy in today's world, but also even in the past, right? Even in the past when people had a lot of time, maybe not so much of time to just be distracted by social media and other stuff. People had the same amount of 24 hours to spend in their day. We spent it a lot more wisely with friends, families, near and dear ones at that point of time. As more and more money has come into it, obviously the time has still been the same, but the amount that's been spent with the friends, near, dear, and the families have been obviously decreasing at this point. But moving into a professional world, personal world, again, when you're out there in the world, in your job, in your position, time can be money. I'm a trainer for my position, so I train people, and my time is when I travel to different cities to train my folks, I always tell them, hey, my time is money too, but I want you to give you some time back so you can apply my trainings and make some more money, right? So that's the whole goal of time is money sometimes, where you need to understand where it is better spent. And sometimes, hey, I tell them I can't travel to the office, I might spend some time with you virtually. That's okay with me. It's probably better use of my time and the money of my company's money. But sometimes it is better to just get in there and see people in person and have a group of folks who are excited to study or learn something, and you spend your time and money much better. So that's what I could tell you about time is money.
Thank you, Jaswinder. For next speech, D. Mary, you would like to try? Yeah. So your topic is wealth versus money. D. Mary, wealth versus money. Am I clear? Wealth versus
Yes.
money.
Yes.
Okay.
For me, the idea of wealth versus money might sound like a conundrum to someone else. But when you think of wealth, I think of legacy. I think of generational involvement and engagement. I think of long-term, because money can be spent foolishly without forethought. But if you're acquiring and building wealth, just as Sherman said, you have to understand saving. You have to understand putting off the pleasures of the now and the moment to plan for a future. You have to plan ahead. And then when you think of wealth, you're allowing the money that you have to acquire compound interest, and you're beginning to build wealth with someone else's money. That's the beauty of that. So yes, wealth allows you an opportunity to at some point in your life do the things that you never thought you would do, all because you were wise enough to capitalize on the fact that the way the system is made, if you can hold out, not expect an immediate gratification, and plan, you will make a tremendous amount of money to build your wealth by using someone else's money. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, D. Mary. For next topic, guest Rome would like to try. Guest Rome, are you there?
Can you?
Yeah. So your topic is money is freedom. Rome, money is freedom.
Money is absolutely a kind of freedom because there are a lot of things that probably people can do. And one of that is to enjoy life to the fullest. When we see the life of billionaires, millionaires around the world, they are lavish. The lives that they have are lavished. They enjoy life to the extent that people who are unfortunate, are only imagining those things. Not only money can give you freedom, but it can give you beyond freedom. It can give you much more about joy, much more about happiness, much more about pleasure. But to the extent of limiting And going beyond that, there's no gratification and a kind of satisfaction, the complete satisfaction, or that's the definition of satisfaction that we all know. Because money, as far as you are using it as source of pleasure, source of joy, source of freedom, it will lose its function or essence of being something like what it should be. Money is just money in the eye of people who are unfortunate. So the joy of probably people that could get from that of money is different from that people who are unfortunate. Indeed, money can give you freedom, but the freedom is limited. It's not beyond what we think it is. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you, Rom. I was speaking on mute. Sorry. For next topic, guest Nikki would like to try, or any volunteer? Guest Nikki.
Hi, you can't see me, but because I'm in the dark, the power's out and I have a candle. Feels like the 1800s. No, in California, there's a lot of windstorms. Okay, so what is the table topics question?
Yeah, this is a quote, beautiful quote I like. Love in your heart is better than gold in your hands. Nikki, love in your heart is better than gold in your hands.
If I understand correctly, love is better in your heart than love in your hands. Is that correct?
Gold in your hands.
Oh, then gold in your hands. Okay. Okay. All that glitters is not gold. Now, it's possible that fool's gold really is fool's gold. And what I mean by that is that while people try to chase that gold, whether it's treasure hunting on TV with Gold Rush that we actually see, or people actually out in the world gold mining for resources, or people just trying to be the richest in the world and going to space. Now, you can chase money all you want, but money is just a tool that is meant to support our life purpose. And really, our life purpose is to grow, I say, like Jack and the Beanstalk, grow closer to the higher power, or whatever you call it in your idea of what the higher power is, God, Allah, Buddha, whomever. So is all that glitters gold? No, because love is the true gold for the truth seeker. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. Thanks. So with that, I will conclude my table topic sessions and hand over to Mr. Toastmaster Raghu.
Thank you very much, Jay, for an interesting table topic session. Second W that we are going to talk about is workouts. Workouts need not be intense. You need not just go and hit the gym. Start with simple walking. Even if you don't want to walk, what you need to simply do is whatever chores that you're doing right now, where you drive by your bike or your car, just take those steps. Whether you're going to a grocery store, supermarket, or whether you're going anywhere in 1 to 2 miles radius from your house, try to walk. Remember our forefathers who walked, and that was the one of the what you say the secret of their super health that they had. My grandfather died at the age of 85. It was a natural death. He didn't have diabetes. He didn't have high BP or any other lifestyle diseases. One thing I noticed, he used to eat optimally, healthy. He used to respect the food that he ate, and he used to walk to everywhere, even at the age of 85, without a stick. So keep walking as necessary. And then, if you feel necessary, you can go to intense exercise or something like Zumba. But one thing is be careful when you hit the gym. Do only what is necessary. If you are doing those abs or trying to increase your arms and everything, it will not good in a long term. That is what I observed. If you want to reduce your weight, first start with walking and doing light exercises. And when you're able to reduce your abdomen and reduce weight naturally, then go and hit the gym. Otherwise, whatever is being absorbed, it is turning into muscle. And then once you stop and decrease your diet and start going to normal diet, this becomes loosey and then you start become fat. So watch upon your workouts. Let it be small workout, do 5,000 steps daily, and that is something doable in complete 24 hours, right? So start walking. And after each meal, at least stand or walk for 30 minutes. This helps in stimulating not only in your digestion, it also gives you some time for that to food to set in. This has helped me a lot in my im- improving my health after I started this program. This talk in more, but before that, it is food for your thought. The feedback and evaluation section now. I will invite the first speech evaluator, the wonder woman in the room, distinguished Toastmaster, Susan Schultz, joining from Florida. She will be evaluating speech by given another Wonder Woman, the Mary Shaikan.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and Dee Marie. I need to see you on the screen. I need to see your face while I'm giving the evaluation. There we go. Connect. You connected with your audience immediately. The very first thing you did out of the box to open up was to ask a question. Have you ever had that voice in your head? And immediately we're all waiting with bated breath for every word you had to say. I will congratulate you on your visuals first, what I saw. You were standing, you were confident, and I love the contrast of the bright orange clothing against the nice light yellow wall. It made you really pop out visually. All eyes were focused upon you and nothing else in the background to distract us. Secondly, what I heard from you was a strong, commanding voice. And yet you had the opportunity, and you did use it, for various voices. And you changed the tone of the voices when you were speaking from the person asking you about the accident or Mahalia and Martin Luther. As you were telling us these stories, I'm listening to the organization that you presented. You grabbed our attention with the question. You then moved on to give us a relatable story with Martin Luther, of course, Martin Luther King. We know that scene from on the National Mall, but your descriptive words really captivated us. You could just imagine us standing there, waiting, hearing, listening, and seeing the crowds. It was very relatable. Then you went on to give us that personal story, the gripping personal story of your accident, and how you recapped that moment and not remembering it, and the voices that you heard, and then what you did to utilize it. Now you stood with the props, the crutches, you said, I stand before you now with good stride and gait, but these crutches we hear and they were real. That was a very clever usage. And then you told us how well you're doing. And I'm glad for that you'd recovered. But even more importantly, you told us what you did during that time of recovery. You listened to the voice in your head, put up or shut up. You wanted to write the book and you did. So an opportunity or two for you is when you were giving the various voices, you could stand one to the side this way and one to the side that way, would also captivate visually as well as the listening. You also had one moment when you whispered what Mahalia said, and you whispered it so quietly, I didn't hear what she said. It was okay to whisper, tone it down a little bit, but at least make it audible for us. And third opportunity that I'll offer you is you had an opportunity to mention your book, title, Glass Heart Forever Yours, available on Amazon. Promote it. You've earned the right. I can't wait to get my copy and start reading it. So I'm really hooked on it. I want to congratulate you for great storytelling, all the skills I will provide for you, additional information on your written evaluation, because I'm out of time. I could keep on telling you how well you did, but the timer says no. Later.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Susan. A wonderful speech evaluation. If you've seen, we are respecting the timing when we are giving speeches or evaluation. This shows that we need to speak for optimal time and in our professional or personal life. Second thing is respect others' time by respecting these timer cards, because when you respect others' time, you command respect in the society. Second speaker today was our dear Ekta Agarwal, and her speech evaluator was Vamshi Allah. Vamshi is joining from North Carolina today, and then I will let Vamshi use evaluate Ekta now. Vamshi, over to you.
Thank you, Raghu. I have a pleasure of evaluating our speaker's speech on their visit to Australia. The speaker started strong by grabbing our attention with a catchy opening and giving us a clear idea of what the speech will be about. The structure of the speech was easy to follow as the speaker shared her experiences in Sydney. The speaker also demonstrated the good use of descriptive language, which added to the overall storytelling experience. I observed that a couple of areas to improve could be improved. One area of improvement is the hand gestures and the body language. Other one is like vocal variety. Yeah. The third one is like eye contact. These areas of improvement could be the doing in future speeches could be the will be the good speeches. Additionally, the speech could benefit us from more variety in vocal variety and tone and pace to keep the audience more engaged throughout the speech. These are the areas improvement could be. The overall, the speaker delivered the informative, engaging speech on their visit to Australia. With a few small adjustments, the speaker could elevate their delivery to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vamsi, for
Thank you.
your insights.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You've seen how this feedback is giving about the strengths of the speaker and also the improvement areas. And this is how we grow. Remember to apply the sandwich methodology, talking about the recommendations, and also one best thing that they did when you do in your professional life. It might be in your one-on-one sessions, or it might be when you talk to your peers, or when you're talking to your teammates, even your boss. To talk about the strengths and the improvement areas. Don't hesitate to do that. And once you do that, you will start connecting. The connections improve. Second time, You're going to candor where you're not just empathetic to the speaker, you're also feeling responsible to give them feedback. Our next section is about the improvement that we can do in our meeting. Let me start with the English teacher is what I call with this role is a grammarian for today, Toastmaster Mary, to check how we are doing on our language today.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day again. I need to pump up the volume of today's meeting. I do not know what's going on. It feels a little sleepy. So here we go. Very few speakers use the word of the day. So I'm going to call on a few volunteers to come forward with a sentence with the word of the day. Try to make it as funny as you can. Try to make it as interesting as you can. Remember, the word is prosperous. You can use it in any form as long as the word prosper is there. Please volunteer, if not, I have to call you. It's too sleepy here. I don't know why.
I haven't spoken yet, Dr. Marriott. That's why.
Okay, great. Timer. All right. Thou shalt speak it.
Well, I was going to say, I'll use it in a sentence. I was going to use it in a sentence too. In order to prosper in this meeting, use all the time you can. During your speech. So.
I'm getting some interruption somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, timer. Sorry, Ashwin. Could you say that one more time?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In order to prosper in the meeting, use as much time as you can. Look at Fancy, you're smiling. I know that. You're like, don't you look at that? It's like he brushed his teeth today.
Wonderful.
I will tell you more, my lady, but I was eager to use a word. But I think Toastmaster Raghu called on you first, so continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashwin. We need to pump up the volume again. Catherine, there we go.
It has been said that women are more prosperous than men. I leave it to the room.
The men in the room. Any comments on that with the word prosperous? Toastmaster Jay Kumar.
Yeah, just a usage I would try.
Why don't we counter Catherine? Yeah, sorry.
No, I won't dare. So like, I just wanted to tell that we need to make our meetings more prosperous with the more usage of word of the day.
Woo! Woo, woo, woo. Yes, there we go. Mira, next. Thank you, Jay Kumar. Mira, can you hear us? Can you hear me? Your hand is up. Can you hear me? Anybody else?
She's probably
I'll
talking.
go.
I can go.
Yes, please. Ekta.
We can make our meeting prosperous by more participation.
Woo!
Participation by paying attention to the messages that I and other officers send in WhatsApp. And then you will know that our meeting starts at 7 a.m. Indian Standard Time instead of 8 a.m. due to daylight saving, which is why we miss a couple of people who didn't join today. I have
All right,
to
we
pass
get
that
the hint.
message using this.
You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention because what shirt am I wearing now?
We get the hint, Toastmaster Raghu.
Blue?
Yeah, I was wearing black before. You guys aren't paying attention. You're right. Everyone's asleep.
Yeah, it seemed like a very sleepy meeting. All right, anybody else before I close it and start my report?
I feel prosperous with all the connections that I have made in this group. I think it's the amount of experience we all carry is valuable. So thank you so much for all your time today.
Yeah, true that. There's so much of wealth and prosperity just being here and learning from each other. Great, that's a great point. All right, anybody else wants to contribute before I start? The thing is, I don't have much to say. That's the thing. Okay.
I am more
Yes.
prosperous to hear the 3 W's from Raghu.
Sorry,
Well,
to hear the.
I am happy to hear you. More prosperous to hear from the Raghu 3 W's. It's
Wonderful.
today. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to the report very quickly. I couldn't. Yes. Yes, Ashwin.
So sorry, Dee Marie raised her hand.
Oh,
Last
sorry,
one.
I don't see it. Yes, yes, Dimarie.
That's
Please.
okay. That's okay.
Dimarie, are you here? I don't see.
Yes, I am
Yes,
here.
please share with us.
I was simply going to say that true prosperity leads to confidence and a greater humanity.
Divine truth. Absolutely.
Yes,
Divine truth.
absolutely.
Yes. That's divine truth. Beautiful, isn't it? That we are able to see that wealth is not necessarily monetary. But that's the beauty of humanity and of humans. As what our guest Nikki answered in her table topics, she had a brilliant message where love is actually gold. Yes, Nikki, you want to share with us? Oh, this is great. We're pumping up the meeting.
Just wanted to say that we prosper from a wealth of friends, knowledge, health, and wisdom. It's not just wealth, as in money. Thank you.
Yes, 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 yes. And it's so nice to see and hear that people understand this now. You know, a lot of people don't. Oh, Susan. Yes, Susan, share with us.
I have a lighthearted one. Prosperity is relative. When I was little and I had a nickel, I thought I was the wealthiest person on the block. And now when I have $1, it doesn't seem like quite so much. It's all relative and where you are. The billionaire doesn't seem to feel they have enough. So it's all relative where you are in your status in life and from where you are, from what you had and what you now have. Feel very wealthy to have so many friends and family, and I feel prosperous in that way. The money in the bank, maybe not so much.
Totally agree. True. True. Totally agree. I could share on this one, but that's not my role for now. But totally agree with you, Susan. Someone else. I saw someone else's hand. Anybody else?
Maya.
Yes, Maya. Please share with us.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally, you guys are using the word of the day. Yes, please share with us.
So I feel so prosperous. Before joining this Toastmasters club, I was little down. I was not knowing how to speak. But now being a part of Toastmasters club, I'm learning a lot of things from all of you. So it's making me prosperous day by day, every week. I'm glad. Thank you so much, you wonderful people here.
Beautiful. Thank you for that validation, appreciation, acknowledgement. That's why we are all here, Maya. That's why we're all here for decades. I've been around for 30 years. That's very, very long. You know, I'm not that kind of a person who can stay put in a place for that long. So wonderful. Thank you for that sharing. Thank you, all of you. You now use the word of the day, finally. Okay, let me just get on to my report. Anyone else before I start this? It's very short. Anyone else?
It's okay, you can continue. We have 2 more reports.
All right. Let's start with the nice usage of sentences, words, idiomatic expressions, and the like. Put up or shut up. Wow, that was powerful. It's a very, very powerful title for a speech. I have a dream. Again, powerful. And this statement is relevant right until today, right until this moment. It may have been said years ago, but it is so relevant, even for the mere mortal like us. Of course, Martin Luther King, the great man that he was, he put it out there. But even for me today, I can say, I have a dream, and that's my dream. Beautiful sentence over there. Obedient to the voice of a woman. Aha, nice one too. Pushed past those thoughts. My defining moment, a light bulb went in my head. Stop putting off tomorrow what you can do today. Use your voice. It would have been nice if there was a deflection of the voice there, but the statement is good. Use your voice. It brought peace to our souls. Work-life balance. We hear that all the time, but do we actually follow this? So it's good to hear it all the time. Work-life balance. Organize life in the city. Speak on your toes. I've always heard speak on your feet, but now I'm beginning to hear speak on your toes, and I think there's a nice twist to it. Penny wise, pound foolish. Near and dear ones. Wealth versus money. Conundrum, beautiful use of that word, conundrum. Immediate gratification. Love is better in your heart than gold in your hands. Out of the box, bated breath, strong commanding voice, manner in which the evaluation ended. Yes, I would like to just say something on that one. Distinguished Toastmaster Susan ended her evaluation with a beautiful choice of words. It's not for me to say her evaluation ended well, but I would like to say, comment on the choice of words, on how she ended what she didn't really want to end, because she had more to say, because DeMarie's speech was just brilliant. So sometimes how you end something also has an impact. I really like the way choice of words. You may want to watch the recording to see how Susan did that one. That was really good. I'm going to end this with a few nice words. Discernment, discretion, detoxification. Yep, those are the nice words. All of these enhances our speech. Sorry. There are two little things that I just want to comment on. Me being someone who likes travel, a more appropriate way to say it would be me being someone who likes to travel. The other one was pronunciation. I caught was a spinal card, which should be spinal cord, C-O-R-D. All right, back to you, Toastmaster of the day. I hope all of you are awake now. I am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mary, for such a wonderful session. It was another table topic session in itself. Now let me invite the ARC counter for today, Toastmaster Amanda, for our ARC counter report.
Okay, wait, let me share my screen. Yeah, I think everybody did a great job today. Can you see my screen? Hello? Can you see it, right?
No, it's coming up. Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay. My report may not be very accurate. I think I didn't catch the Susan, Ashburn, Mary, Sherman, Nikki. You did a great job because you didn't use any few words. And is the most frequently used few word today. So be patient about this. Okay, this is my report. Thank you.
Thank you for such a quick and concise report, Amanda. Feel free to share that in the chat here so that everybody can track that report. Now it's time to know how we are doing on time. And let me invite the person who is maintaining time here, our timer, Toastmaster Ashwin Kumar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghu. Now, timer reports are very boring, but I will add vocal variety to it and maybe little hand gestures for you guys. All right, our first speaker for today, DeMarie, fantastic. Your speech was 7 minutes and 1 second. Yes. And your evaluator, DTM Susan. Yes, 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Just barely got. Woo! Yes. Speaker 2, Ekta. Little bit more, 3 minutes and 51 seconds. It seems like you and Vamsi got together, and Vamsi, your was 1 minute and 44 seconds. Almost there, buddy. Almost there. All right, for our table topics, Toastmaster Sherman, 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Jashwinder, 1 minute and 36 seconds. DeMarie, 1 minute and 31 seconds. Rom, 1 minute and 49 seconds. Nikki, 1 minute and 56 seconds. And that is my report, Toastmaster Raghu. I hope everyone is awake now. I am. Thank you.
Wonderful. That just was coffee that I needed for me to start my morning. With that note, let's talk about the third W, the most important one. Is what I call watch out. Watch out what you're eating. Those packaged foods, those sugar colas or sugar drinks that you're seeing are dangerous for your health. Track your calories intake by any application. I myself follow Healthify. This has helped me to look into count what I'm eating. At least forget about leaving those packet foods. At least I know now a packet of small chips packet has this many calories. You know something, that samosa, the small samosa that we Indians have, that fried one, is equivalent to one meal. One packet of chips is equal to one meal that we have. That's 300 to 350 calories. On an average, we should have at least 4 to 5 meals instead of those 3 meals. Try to take your meals in parts. And second thing is, watch out what you are eating by looking at the calorie count that this app provides. Third thing is, eat healthy. When you're eating in parts is good, but then eat healthy what is necessary. When you start your morning, start with a detox juice is possible. If not, at least squeeze a lemon in that water that you drink in early morning. Take a break of at least 1 to 2 hours from your that water intake, and then take your morning breakfast. On average, the body needs 1200 to 1500 calories if you're following a sedentary lifestyle where you just sit and walk when necessary. But if you are an athlete or you're following an active lifestyle where you work needs you to walk or you travel a lot, then you may need more calories. Those apps will provide you the necessary information for that. Watch out how your sleep is. Are you sleeping properly? The body needs good rest to heal yourself on daily basis. It might be like someone who doesn't follow talking about a drunkard talking about you to how to leave drink, because myself, I'm deprived of sleep, but I'm working on it. I'm there, buddy. But I'm just trying to tell you how it heals you inside. Those phone budgets, those WhatsApp messages, those Facebook messages, those Toastmaster meeting and those meetings can wait, but the time doesn't wait. Respect time, respect your family, give time to family. The time that you give for family, at least 1 hour a day where you can sit and talk, whether it is your breakfast or whether it is over dinner or even after dinner, that will heal you. That will make the connections necessary. I still remember my father used to spend at least 1 hour a day in our childhood to sit with us and to talk about what all went through the day, what all happened in the school. That made our bond so stronger, even though it went into turmoil. I still have love for my father. I still love him because that connection he made throughout our childhood. But remember to make these connections. And last but not least, speak. Speaking is necessary. Speak out yourself, express yourself, whether it is anger or whether it is your emotion. Otherwise, if you keep in yourself, there will be a point where you will break down. So remember, EWs, water, but proper intake. Do not overhydrate or do not just drink less. Drink enough that is necessary for your body, temperature, or your lifestyle. Second, workouts. It's okay if you're even doing small workouts, just walking. But there's one advantage. If you're linking to apps like Impact that is in India, you can donate your steps and it converts 20,000 steps to $1. That's 80 rupees now. And it donates to, you can donate it to any charity. Third thing is watch out. Watch out your intake and detoxify yourself from both, not just the foods that you are eating and also from digital life. Stop looking at your computer or your phone at least 1 hour before you sleep. 3 whites have to be removed from your kitchen: white rice, white sugar, and white flour. If you can, if it's possible, remove dairy products, but that will take a lot of work, but I'm not going to tell about it. 3 whites: white sugar, white rice, and then white flour, which we call maida in India. With that note, I hope these 3 W's will help you to regain the actual wealth, which is your health. I will stop here and then ask for the feedback from our esteemed guest in the meeting. Let me start with Mr. Jaswinder Singh. Jaswinder, I would like to know how you felt in the meeting, and is this club where you can see yourself prospering and acquiring the skills that is necessary for your professional life?
Definitely, I can see myself prospering with the word of the day and also in the future, or with my conversation today, and with the diverse background and people from all parts of the world. It's actually an even interesting conversation to have. So yes, I would love to see, love to continue attending these trainings and join them as much as possible to improve, share, learn, and give my feedback to what I can.
Thank you, Jaswinder. Thank you for those words, and I'll reach out to you for membership details. I'll want to have you as a member soon. Thank you. We also have other guests, but let me ask Rome. Rome, will you be able to talk?
First things first, I would like to thank everyone, especially to all the organizers. I'm so thankful because I got a chance to be able to practice my English. English is basically, my strength. So this is something like I'm so grateful. I got a lot of words. I got a lot of idioms. Also, the way I should, deliver my message. I got the points of the evaluators, and the things that I got were amazing. Like, probably I'm looking forward to be able to apply them in the future whenever I have the opportunity to talk to my peers, talk to my friends in English. Yeah, thank you so much. Looking forward to tuning here next time. Thank you. God bless everyone.
Thank you, Rome. Looking forward to join as a member, because as a member, you get access to so many things. Please leave your email ID in private chat, and then I'll reach out to you and then talk about the membership details. Let me ask our visiting Toastmaster, Sherman, how you feel about the meeting today.
I am very impressed with what I saw today as being the VP of Education. And I took a bunch of notes. I'm a note taker, that's what I do. And I took down a bunch of suggestions to take back to my club to enhance our club's involvement and creativity. And that's what I saw in this meeting, a lot of creativity. The grammarian, what she did was really awesome in encouraging people to use the word of the day and putting them on the spot with table topics questions. The table topics questions were just awesome because they spoke to who you are, not who you want to be. And it brought out some very subtle thoughts in my life with the answers. So I really enjoyed this meeting. I'm glad that I found it on the group, Toastmaster group, and I was encouraged, and I bid you, farewell and high waters to keep floating in this environment where we need people to learn how to speak and learn how to speak so people can listen. And every word that I've heard tonight, I was listening. Like I said, I have 2 pages of notes just from what I heard tonight, and I will return. And thank you for putting it out there for me to come and participate in this meeting. And that rainbow that Susan has, I'm a rainbow freak. So I'm going to find me one to put on my background. But beautiful speeches, beautiful table topic questions and answers, grammarian report. I've never seen such a timer with so much excitement. The evaluations were awesome. And they spoke on encouraging people while letting them know where they could improve in a gentle manner. So I am very impressed with you, professional Toastmasters. And I will be back, even though it's 11:09 out here. I will be back.
Thank you,
And
Sherman.
thank you.
Keep
for allowing
joining,
me to speak again.
keep joining, keep growing, keep learning. That's all we are here for. Thank you. Nikki, do you have any feedback?
I agree with what was just said, that it was all very well said. I love how Ashvin really gave some benefit from that perspective before. Thanks for that creativity there. And I love how the grammarian Dr. was just hilarious. It really got me out of this state of mind suddenly. And that felt like the meeting. So thank